Do you feel overwhelmed by the amount of stuff in your home? Is it almost like you can hear the things that are around you? It doesn't really let you think, does it? I get it. I wasn't always a minimalist or super organized. I used to have a collection of over 400 DVDs. So all that to say, there is hope. Luckily, there are 5 questions you can ask yourself to tackle this. Number 1, have I used this item in the last year? 2, does this item bring me joy or does it serve a purpose? 3, is this item a duplicate? All right, let's review these 3 questions before we move on to the other 2. Have I used this item in the last year? This can be really challenging for some people because you have to be honest with yourself. And being honest with yourself is one of the hardest things ever. So one way to do this is by setting a date, deciding, have I used this in the last 6 months? Have I used this in the last year? And you need to be strict with yourself. If you decide, okay, the 1-year mark is the cutoff, then when you are going through your items and asking yourself this question, be really strict. Don't move the goalpost. This starts to creep in when you're looking at an item and starting to get sentimental and maybe even regretting that it's gone before you've even eliminated it. If you've told yourself that the cutoff is a year, stick to it. This is really important because this means that if you haven't used this item in such an extended period of time, then that means that this item is probably not needed or even loved, which is sad. So do you really want to put this thing through that? It's already a thing. So don't make its life worse. Let it have purpose. So if you haven't touched it, get rid of it. Does this item bring you joy or fulfill some purpose? And I'm sure you've heard this if you've discovered the goddess of organization and declutter, Marie Kondo, because she often repeats this question, does this item bring me joy? The reason is because this is a strongly defining question, and it can really help you to determine if an item has a sentimental or a practical value attached to it. And these are very good reasons to want to keep an item. For example, if you have a comb, you might not want to get rid of that comb because you use it every day. Let's say that you have a box full of photographs of an ex-boyfriend. That might not be something that you want to keep, but when you look at it, you start to get sentimental because those are your memories too. And you attach the memories to the item. But sometimes y'all need to let go. So if you don't love an item, if it's not bringing you joy, and if it's not bringing you happiness, and if it doesn't fulfill a purpose like the comb, then why are you keeping it? And I totally understand this. I am an archiver. I have photographs from before I was born, and I have videotapes from before I was born. But because these things are so well organized, I use them frequently. I often am at parties and I pull up photos from when I was a kid or from previous events to reference in the conversation or the story that's being told. I think that it's a wonderful thing. I think it's amazing to have these items that we love. But if you feel that you have too many of these items and they're piling up and there's no way that you are emotional and sentimental for so many physical items, something that might be helpful for you is to get a box and keep the amount of items, of sentimental items that you have within this box. So it can be whatever size you choose it to be. It could be the size of a shoebox, maybe just a container with a lid, whatever you feel works for you to help you reduce the amount of these items that you might have. Because at the end of the day, the reason that you have these items are to bring you joy and to remind you of some of these amazing memories that you've had in your life. But if you have too many of these items and you aren't going through them on a regular basis, then they aren't serving their purpose, even as a sentimental item. When I had all of my DVDs, I had 3 copies of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't know why. In actuality, I had bought a copy of the movie. Someone gave it to me one year for my birthday, and then I got a free copy because of some promotional thing. I don't know. Sometimes some duplicates are needed. For example, I have multiple cables that are the same, but I use it for work. I use it for filmmaking. It's my gear. It's my work. So I need to have multiple of those cables. Or I have multiple copies of my backups. These are just duplicates that might be needed. But most of the time, duplicates are things that we don't necessarily need and are really just taking up physical space. And getting rid of those duplicates is amazing because you will be able to simplify your daily life. I know it seems very simple, but by having less duplicates to choose from, then you have less choices to make whenever you are going to use that item. So you don't have to choose between the duplicates. I know it seems silly, but this is something that can build up over time and eventually disturb your mental clarity. And we don't want that, but we do want to subscribe to this channel. So if you are enjoying this video, then please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you can see more videos from me. They are just doing all sorts of construction out there. I'm trying to change people's lives. Now for the 4th question. Would I buy this item again today? Answering this question lets you know the current value of the item. See, interests change and tastes change, trends change, and you are now an evolved version of yourself because you are watching my videos and you just love the you that you are today. So you have to ask yourself, would the version that you are today buy this thing again? Sometimes the answer is yes, but I think that a lot of the times the answer is no. So you are evolving, there's been growth, you are blossoming, you are thriving, surviving, winning. So don't let this item hold you back. You're not that person anymore. You are the person you are today, and that person would not buy this item. So it's time to move forward, people. Time to move forward. To the next question. Am I keeping this item out of obligation or guilt? These socks were knitted for me by one of my friends, and they are incredibly comfy and so special to me because they are my 2 favorite colors, red and gray. I take extremely good care of them, and I only use them around the house when I want to feel extra comfy. So I do put them to good use, but they are also a special item for me. I understand that this can be incredibly tough. Sometimes when we're given gifts, we feel that these physical items are the representation or a physical manifestation of our relationship with that person who gave it to us. Our relationships with people are based on the time that we spend with each other. It's the love that we give each other, the understanding that we give each other. These are just extra. If you get rid of them, you're not going to get rid of your relationship with that person. If you're no longer using those items, then it's possible that it's no longer bringing you joy or happiness, or it's even possible that it's bringing you the opposite, that when you look at it, it reminds you of someone who is no longer with you, or it brings up bad or sad memories. And in that case, then absolutely, why surround yourself with things that are making you upset? If you're already asking this question, then it means that it might be time to let go. Your love for whoever gave you that item or whatever memory that item brings up, that love that you feel when you see that item, that's not going to go away. It's done its job. It's time to retire and live out the rest of its life peacefully away from your home. Decluttering is one thing, but maintaining it is another. So if you want to know about that, let me know in the comments, and I would be more than happy to make a separate video about that. For now, all you need to know is that keeping it up is a matter of habit. If you want to know about some of the simple habits that I have done that have changed my life, that are easy for you to start today as well, then check out this video. I'll also put a link in the description and in the comments for your convenience. Just remember that decluttering is a journey, and you can start today with something as simple as picking a drawer or a shelf or a corner in your home or space that you want to clean up. And that is just the beginning. And if you have any questions or concerns, or you need a little bit of help, then jump into the comments. We are here for you, and I care about you, and I care about your journey. Don't hesitate to reach out. For now, I'm gonna go. So I will see you when I see you.